Here's a quick demo of registering a student using LoyolaLearning.ca database. And we're going to register this pretend student called Billy Joel. And looking at his credit counseling summary and his transcript, I've identified that he has 12 grade 9, 10 credits. He can do 4 PLAR math, and he needs literacy course, grade 12 English, senior math, and some electives. And note that he did some senior equivalencies last year. So we're going to create a new student under students. And we have some students already in there in our pretend database, and we're going to add a new student, and he's going to be in our Kingston site, Billy Joel. I'm going to make up some names here. That'll work. Piano man, male, date of birth. Not sure what his date of birth is. I think he's in the 60s. Okay, if I knew his OEN number, I put it in now, or I could look at it later on. I have a Gmail account here. What we actually have is we create our own Google Apps for Education, so it identifies first 4 letters your first name, first 4 letters your last name. 31 is the Kingston campus at LoyolaLearning.ca, and we can sync those to create Google Apps for Education accounts if we want to. If I want to do a photo for him, I can take a photo right off my computer or an iPad or an iPhone, and then I can also upload a photo if I want to as well. And if co-op, I'm going to say he's going to be doing real, which for us is return and learn. And his co-op name, we can put in whatever we want. His supervisor, it's going to start in October, and we can do address and all that kind of stuff if we wanted to, and we can put some notes in there. So he's going to be a co-op student with us. We're under registration. We're going to say he's going to graduate in term 5 this year. He registered in the beginning of September. And he has 19 credits on his transcript. We're signing him up for 7 credits. And we're also going to do PLAR equivalent plan. We're going to get 4 credits in PLAR, and they're going to be under the math category. I know I'm going quickly. We know he needs a literacy course. We know he needs a senior math, and we know he needs a grade 12 English. And he's going to be doing day school and e-learning and co-op real. And after he does all this, he shouldn't need any more. 19 plus 7 is 26, plus 4 is 30. He should be fine, so we won't need any courses after that. I'm going to hit submit. And under courses, let's go ahead and enroll him. So in term 1, I've got him in the learning strategies. I'll get his PLAR in there. Term 2, he's going to do the Ontario Literacy course. It's a split class, so I'm going to extend it and say the grade 11 version. In terms 3 and 4, he's actually going to, and 5, he's going to go online. And so because he's working so much, so term 3, he's going to be doing this English. Term 4, the 4C English. Term 5, the math. He's going to college. And also he's going to do a little bit of co-op. And so in terms 2 and 3, he's going to do GLN 402C split over those 2 terms. GLN 402C. It's going to be split over terms 2 and 3. And I'm going to say submit. So we can see under what he's got in his timetable here, terms 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can make a funding if we want to. We can actually add a new invoice for him. And we're going to default, it's going to be $50 student activity fee. And we can print that invoice right now. We'll see what that looks like. Okay, an invoice to Billy at his address and the amount due, so we can print that off for him right now. Before Billy leaves, we can also go ahead and do online instructions. His online instructions are for his Google account. It's going to be here with his username is populated from the database and his password and where he's going to log in if he's doing an online course. We can also, before he leaves, we can do a confirmation letter for Billy. And so it's going to say, to whom it may concern, he's registered for this. And here's the really cool stuff at the top: compulsory credits, because we checkmarked them, the Ontario Literacy course, a senior math, grade 12 English, and PLAR. He's going to need 4 credits in math. And here are the courses he signed up for: 19 credits on his transcript, 4 PLARs, and he signed up for 7 credits, which will make him grad. If we went back here and we wanted to say he's working with Ontario Works, for example, we could have that my worker and their fax number in there as well if we wanted to, and we can add that in. Before I go further, I'm even going to go and say he just passed his PLAR math credit and submit. So now when I go to do an education plan form again, either just the one-page education plan or a whole Ontario Works CAS letter. If I do that one, it's going to come up and say, okay, now to Ontario Works attention my worker, fax number, here's what we're going in. And you'll notice that the PLAR requirements are not on here anymore because he did the grade, the PLAR math, so it's not showing up under compulsory requirements. So it keeps adding as we're adding things in, and the rest comes through the same. The last thing I'll note is we have a notes section where we can add notes in there. We can have generic notes, education plan notes, or a timestamp any note we want to. Came in and wrote his PLAR math test. So it's going to timestamp the note on when things are happening. We can use those notes as we go through. And finally, attached files. I could go ahead and attach up his transcript and upload that. I can attach his registration form if I wanted to. I can attach whatever files I want, so I can always go back and read them later on when I'm looking through some stuff. It's going to be a long video. If I go back and I look at courses, I can see the registration in all my different courses. I've got 2 registered right now, nobody demitted, no shows. This one I have 3 class students in there, and 1's been demitted. Let's have a look at that one in particular. So if I look at I can see that Eric actually got a final mark in that course already. Billy Joel's in that class, and this person's been demitted. I can see some more details about that class. Here's my D2L code if I wanted to do a report and export this to e-learning to upload into D2L. I can get a class list if I wanted to as a teacher and see all my students in there. I can see whatever columns you want to have included in here for final marks or demitted or no-showed or demitted reasons. So there's some of the stuff in our database.